What is going on, everybody? I hope you're all doing well, and thanks as always for watching. Today we are checking out the Crazy Tube Circuits ORAMA. Now, ORAMA in the Greek means vision. Really cool dual pedal. The amp side of the pedal is based on or inspired by the early orange, like the OR120s or the early matte amps. I really like this side of the pedal. The other side of the pedal is a Fuzz, and it's really fat and rich and can definitely go from kind of vintage fuzz to more articulate fuzz to really, really like woolly fuzz. You know, so this thing's going to cover all, especially the British tones. So think Brit pop, Brit rock, blues, all the way to like doom. I think that's what the kids are calling it. It can get really big, heavy, spread out sounding, especially when you combine the two. So let's get right into what's on top of this thing. Let's check out the amp side of the pedal first, which is the left. You have a master volume. Right next to that, you have what's called high frequency dynamics. Think of that as like a presence control, and we'll get into how it sounds in the mix, but it's the kind of high, toppy, airy, sizzle stuff. Right next to that is the gain. That's the amount of gain for the amp side. There's a rotary control on the bottom row left called the FAT control. It's a 6-position rotary. It basically handles all of the mids and low mids. So it'll have the least amount all the way counterclockwise. As you keep clicking to the right, you're going to get a fatter low mid and low. So it'll go from really articulate kind of mid forward to like fatter, almost like your open back 1x12 just turned into a 4x12, all the way to like really big kind of woolly tones. We'll get into that for sure in the mix. Is really great control. Right next to that is the Hertz control. Think of that as your bass control. All the way counterclockwise, it's going to have the least amount of low ends. There'll be more perceived mids, and then as you turn clockwise, more lows. It's less active than the rest of the controls, but it's still very useful. We'll check that out as well. And then last but not least, of the potentiometers on the top of the pedal is the kilohertz. Think of that as your treble. As you turn that up and down, it's going to handle all of that kind of bright, kind of toothy top end. We'll check that out for sure, and also how all 4 of these controls interact with each other. It's really, really nice. And of course, on the left, soft touch on and off for the amp side. On the right side of the pedal is the Fuzz. So you've got a volume control, Fuzz, and then your tone control. We'll get into all that in the demo. There's a toggle switch that allows you to choose between raw and burn, and we'll definitely listen to it in the demo. In my opinion, the raw is more vintage fuzz. When you go to the burn, it's way more saturated, a lot heavier sounding and feeling, but we'll definitely check that out in the mix, as well as, or I should say in the demo, as well as how the two combine. Obviously, the right foot switch is for the fuzz. Your ins and outs. You've got in and out, but you also have a send and return. So if you want to put something between the fuzz and the amp side, you can do that, or you can split them out on your pedal board, which is always really, really handy. Yeah, let's get into this thing. It is the Crazy Tube Circuits ORAMA. All right, let's check this thing out. Here's just the guitar into the amp. And here is the ORAMA. Okay, cool. Let's dig into the amp side first. And where I want to start is with this FAT control or FAT control. It's a rotary switch. As you go counterclockwise, less low mids and really lows. As you go all the way to the right, it'll get really woolly. So I'll start with that and just let you guys hear what that's doing. So right now it's all the way to the left, so it's going to be the least amount of low mids and lows. One notch up. One more. Next one. Next one. So just a massive amount of tone shaping just with that control. I gravitated towards this position and this position. As you get all the way over, if you want it to be kind of more woolly and just big, that sounds great. And it ties into all of these controls as well. So that's what's going on with that setting, or I should say that potentiometer or control. Let's look at the Hertz control. That's basically your bass control. All the way to the left. So this is the, I would say, least kind of active control. It is a bass control. I think it also, at least in my opinion, I'm not saying this is what the circuit is doing. In my opinion, I'm hearing some low mids as well with this. As you roll it counterclockwise, obviously less bass, but and I guess it's the perception of more mids as you roll the other way. But that's what's going on with that. Right next to it is kilohertz. Think of that as your treble control. So all of like the toothy bite and stuff like that is going to be in this control. And we'll jump from that to the high frequency dynamics. That is, think of that as like a presence control. It'll add that kind of upper end air and zing, and it also kind of has an effect on the gain structure. So I was just quickly trying to, show you guys just between these three controls, you've got so much kind of tweakability in the top and the lows, and then throwing this around, these two controls work together really, really nicely. So that's what's going on with all of the EQ stuff. And here's the gain. If you shut the gain off, the circuit's off. Amp in a box. Okay, cool. So that's what's going on the amp side of the box. Gains pretty good amount, does clean up when it's all the way up in neck and bridge positions, or I should say humbucker. Let's check out the fuzz. Okay, let's look at just this raw and burn switch. In the raw mode, to me, it's more vintage fuzz. If I go straight from like that raw mode to burn, in the burn mode, it adds much more low end and top end, and then way more just saturation. So the raw feels more vintage. Burn is definitely easier to play as far as like soloing. I can almost hear an octave up in the raw setting. It's very cool. So that's the difference between raw and burn. Here's the tone control. All the way off, it gets really woolly and dark. neck position. Do the same thing in the burn setting. I'm inclined to keep the tone all the way up. But that's what's going on with the tone control. And then fuzz. In the raw mode, when you back off, it has that glassy top. Burn mode. So yeah, a good amount of saturation there. Volume-wise, you can really push the amp just like you can with the master on the other side. Now we can start combining the two. So like, let's say I've got this set for my kind of rhythm vibe. All right, that is the ORAMA. If you've got any questions about it, go to the website. And as always, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next one.